Hello everyone. Today's video is about AI avatars creation, and at Answer Agent we are a remote company and all of our team members are working across the globe, and it becomes very difficult for me to create content based on every person and what they are doing, and to create all of those thumbnails and images, and for all of those reel covers and all of that social media stuff. And for that we decided that okay, let's create, since we are an AI first company and we are not physically available, then why not create our AI avatar specifically for image generation right now. So once we have that kind of image generation done for each of our team members, then we'll go on to create some video avatars. But for right now, my biggest reason for creating these avatars was that I could instantly grab any specific content piece from any of the team members that he or she has created, and I can quickly, using their avatar, I can quickly generate their express full of expression images, and I can create content based on that. And as a someone who is right now managing Answer Agent's content system, it would become very easier for me to instantly build all of those storytelling sort of images. So let's see how we can create those AI avatars. So the tool that I'm using for these AI avatar generation is called Replicate. Replicate is a platform where you can run any API calls, and specifically it is majorly used for these kind of image generation and training models as well. So I'm going to select Flux Dev LoRA, which is the most popular one you can say in for these kind of use cases. So yes, that's the one. And under the README file, we can see all of the requirements that are needed to train this model. So for specifically, you need to have a destination for creating the model itself. So in our case, maybe a replicate model to store your LoRa's, and then for the input images, you need to give proper captions to your images based on a specific keyword, and then in your image generation, you will specify that keyword as the trigger word, you could say, and then create all of those generations. And lastly, we will be using Hugging Face for our model as well. So let's get started, and I want to show you how I've actually worked on the images. Right, so this is a very good example. So kudos to Diego for sending me the images for this training, and I requested him to send the images in a way that they are in different camera angles, so we can give proper information and data to AI to actually give him the we so no, okay, so to give him no so this data is needed so we can actually tell AI how the person looks like from 360 degrees. And in the better data you can provide, the more higher quality images you can provide, the better it will be trained on. A good tip would be that if you can create it in multiple expressions, because AI finds it hard to create different expressions. So if you can, while you are creating this training data set, if you can get images of you making different expressions of a shocked face, of a happy face, or the extreme expressions that you can create, that would be good to go. And then also if you can change a couple of your outfits, and also if you can change a couple of your environment settings, if and then combining all of those, like the perfect number would be around 12 to 18 images. And then once we have that, what you need to do is simply, this was in Drive, so I'm simply gonna download it. And yep, and here you can see that in this folder, what I've done is that I have named each of the images, and the naming is consistent. What I'm trying to do here is that in each of the images, although they are different names, but there's a common pattern, and the trigger word that I'm using here is DGO. So that was just for my understanding. I was creating for Diego, and I thought that okay, DGO works for me. So that's the only reason why I'm using it. So this is how I've renamed all of the images, and now I'm gonna simply go ahead and create a zip folder for these images. All right, yep, there we go. Now let's go into the train tab, and we can start creating. So in destination, we have to select a new model. We're gonna go ahead and create a new model. Just name it for consistency. I'm just keeping the same trigger word everywhere, so I can easily access it afterwards. I'm creating this as a private model. And for the input images, I'm just going to drag and drop the zip folder that I just showed earlier. This is the most important part. I am updating the trigger word, which is DGO. And there are two more information, and there are two more inputs that are needed, which is repo ID from Hugging Face and the access token. I am leaving the steps and LoRa rank on the default as is. And let's jump into the Hugging Face to see how we can get these two inputs. Alright, so here I am in the Hugging Face, and simply from the settings I can go to new models, and I just named it DGO, and this is the repo ID that I have added in here. And simply going to the settings and access tokens, I've created a new access token and then just generated it and using this in my replicate train tab. And once that is done, I will simply click create training, and then it's gonna go ahead and start creating the dataset. Yep. So now while it's loading, I can show you. So it will take some time in doing this, and this is how it will look like when it's finally done with the training. As you can see, the status showed completed a process, and now this is the playground where you can actually work with that model and generate those images. So in the prompt, I'm using the keyword again DGO, which is the model that we have just created, and now I'm going to create an image of Diego in the office. So let's see how it turns out. And I'm just giving it Diego in the office in front of a laptop. Okay, this is interesting. Let's see. Okay. Not bad. I can see very specific details, and there is some issue with the glasses and the eyes, but looks like it's a good one and can be used in some of the thumbnails. So I'm just going to go ahead and download it. So I also tried to test it with a couple of the other images, and while I was creating those images, this was an interesting one, and I thought I should explain why this is happening. So I simply give a prompt about DGO sitting in a park, and I expected it to give me the image of Diego maybe sitting on a bench or something, but looks like the AI has interpreted me as saying that instead of DGO, the keyword, the trigger word itself, it is considering as the dog, which is like just it is considering this as a misspelling and then giving me the image. So in how I've seen that we can solve these kind of issues is with slight explanation, like DGO, the person with the gray shirt, or whatever data set we have already, like the person with glasses, or just a reference point, like what exactly are we referring to when we say DGO. This does not happen quite oftenly, but if you run into any of such issues, it is most probably because AI is hallucinating at that moment, and you have to give a little bit more context to get the best output from it. So I did try a couple more examples, like so this happened with me a lot of times, and the best workaround I found is that you have to give a little bit more context, like what exactly the person was, how he looked like, and something those kind of details. So let's try one more example. Okay, so DGO focused on his office room. That's a nice picture. I like this one. It's quite realistic. There are still a couple issues with the shirt, but it's good to go for the kind of use case that we are working with. Then using the same image, I can also transform some of emotions, and let's say add laughing to it. All right, this is actually nice. A little bit, I think. Some issue again. The shirt is now converted into a collar shirt, and I see some changes in the face as well. But you get the idea, and testing and trying out with the prompt itself. This is the best thing, that how we can create these kind of AI avatars and get those content ideas for all of our social campaigns, and specifically for the built-in public campaign. So thank you for watching, and go ahead and create your own.